Episode 456 of Global from Asia. We are talking about growing your e-commerce business, buying and merging a content website. Let's tune in today.
Welcome to the Global from Asia podcast, where the daunting process of running an international business is broken down into straight up actionable advice. And now, your host, Michael Michelini.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm standing up. I feel different when I'm standing up recording in the home studio or the studio, getting more professional every day. It's the real me, not the AI me, recording this. I am experimenting so much with AI. Some of you noticed some of my contents becoming AI me, Mike AI, but this is real me. But who knows if we'll know the difference in years to come. So today's show, we have another interview, in-person interview. I have my friend and business associate Shlomo on the show talking about investing in content websites. He helps a lot of businesses find good investments for their content business. And he approached me saying, hey, e-commerce businesses have the best opportunity to buy content sites. Now, e-commerce is the future. I've heard that with our AI content too. People saying e-commerce is the future for business in general. So he's saying like it's a great opportunity to buy these kind of maybe content sites that need a little bit of e-commerce and merge them together. So today's show, it's a fascinating conversation. I got a bunch of hacks and tips. He doesn't hold back. He gives great value. You can also contact him if you want to work with him. He'll share at the end. But even without that, you're going to get amazing strategies, insights on today's show. Let's tune in. Do you enjoy the podcast, Global from Asia? Do you enjoy all the community events that we do? The best way to support is coming out to our annual Cross-Border Summit.com in Chiang Mai this November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2025. I have amazing speakers, amazing people getting together. We're pushing the limits. We're making things happen. This is where the movers and shakers and the deal makers come. It's a limited supply of attendees and tickets, and we have been selling out every year. So I recommend checking it out earlier, crossbordersummit.com. All right, thanks for tuning in to our Global from Asia. We have an old friend and business colleague, Shlomo. How's it going?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting.
My pleasure, man. We're here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. You've been here longer than I thought, which is happy with your family.
Actually left and came back.
Oh, you did? So you weren't always here.
Yes. No, you're not wrong. We left and then we said, oh, why not? We'll just come back again.
Perfect.
So we're here for another month.
Great. Happy to be back together with you. And yeah, we've done business together with China Business Cast, and we've done projects, and you've attended our Cross-Border Summit, and you're coming again this year, which is really great news.
Yeah.
So I hope to see you all there. Mm-hmm. So today we're talking about bringing together affiliate content sites with e-commerce businesses or brands. So of course anybody could watch this, but I think most of our people are more on the e-commerce brand side, and they're not as strong on the affiliate content side. So it's always been fascinating to bring these together. What are your? I think it's even more important now than probably ever, right? In 2025.
Oh yeah. So here's a big thing I learned about e-commerce brand going to Cross-Border Summit this year.
Oh, sure.
The level that it's not that they don't know about affiliate sites. It's just that the mindset is so different in running an e-commerce business versus thinking about it. So I think the best thing would be to explain why it's so important, and also with the last changes in the market, with Google helpful updates crashing many of those websites, actually e-commerce can come and lift those sites back up.
Interesting.
So everything comes together at this period of time for e-commerce brands to buy content websites, also other affiliate, also other digital assets, can be newsletters and other stuff, but content websites also makes a lot of sense, but that's one of them I want to say.
So this sounds great. So yeah, maybe definitions to start. E-commerce sites would be defined as selling a physical product that's delivered, right? So the kind of conversion of the business website would be someone to purchase a product. It could be digital, but let's just say physical.
Yeah.
For today.
Sometimes you see people saying e-commerce about digital products, but somehow it doesn't make sense to me as much. E-commerce for me is like
physical.
Yes,
yeah,
physical
I feel
stuff.
the same. And then content sites, I mean, there's such a wide range, but are we focusing more on like say Amazon Associates or like review sites? Probably mostly would be Amazon Associates would be the category.
So it doesn't matter so much what these affiliate sites making money from, as long as they are making the money. And I'm not saying not important in a way that, of course, it's important that they're making money. Just the channels are less important, because these sites, I don't call them affiliate sites, by the way. I call them content websites.
Okay.
Because what's bringing the audience in and the traffic is the content that is there. Then the outcome is the affiliate, the money you're making from it is from the affiliate sales. So this can be Amazon Associates, it can be other affiliate offers, but it can also be newsletter within that asset, or it can be ads, or it can be any of that. But these are cash flow, basically cash flow channels for that, cash flow streams.
Okay.
From that asset, from that digital asset. And the idea is buying that asset, and with that audience you have as an e-commerce business owner, okay? A good example would be, let's say a fashion brand, okay? You're selling fancy hats, okay?
Fancy hats.
Maybe a better example.
That's cool. I like it.
Okay.
Fancy hat fashion.
And then you're saying, okay, I am spending money all the time on those ads to keep bringing people into my business, into my store. And then you have the margin, and that's the way this works. You keep spending on ads, you have inventory, and this is how the business works. Now, think about buying, in this example, if that's fancy hats, would be maybe a fashion blog, a lifestyle blog, something, maybe a hats blog, okay? You need to find that.
Yeah.
The audience who loves the hats, already there. What you need to do is buy that and funnel those people already in that asset, in the digital asset, into your store, your offer, whatever that is. Now you might ask then, how would I fund this? So, as I mentioned, the digital asset is already making money from those different channels. So you can use that money of the asset you just bought to maintain that asset, and basically then theoretically you're holding that audience forever. So you can reduce or in addition, but maybe reduce the ad spend, because now you have the assets and you have the audience, and just keeps going with that. That's the model. That's the model there.
Okay, so I like to kind of, at least I think I'm advanced, but I'm gonna maybe, I hope I'm not jumping some of the basics, but I feel like it's kind of more interesting to go kind of into some of the details. I would still keep that revenue generating from the affiliate, or would I just turn that into like my own e-commerce? Or does it depend?
It really depends, because at least at first stage, you probably want to keep that cash flow coming from that to maintain the website, to maintain that asset. You'd need to either have a team member in-house to do that. You can use an agency to run that asset. Or a third thing would be maybe to partner with a website, a digital asset operator, website operator, and do some kind of a partnership that will work for both sides.
Okay.
These are the three options.
I'd like to hear more about the third, but I don't know. That I think my gut feeling from the Cross Border Summit, and most people I know, and myself included, we're very busy.
Yeah.
So I think the operator one, I don't know if
I think the simplest one is the agency, actually.
Or agency, maybe.
Agency you pay, and presumably you forget, but of course it's not 100% hands off, but pretty close. You can get to that.
Okay.
You'd want to find an agency that at least can keep the level of the traffic of what you bought. Okay.
Would that? I guess that would still be covering the profits, that you could pay them with the profits of that business. I guess it depends how big the business is.
Let's talk about numbers right now.
Yeah, you're good.
What's going on in the market? So the multipliers right now at the market are probably 20 to 25x monthly profit. Okay. So example, a website making $1,000 would cost to buy between 20 to 25. There are, of course, extreme to each side, but that's kind of the average right now.
Okay.
So so for an agency, you're probably looking at $3,000, let's say, a month. So with these multipliers, 3 times 20 or 3 times 25, 60 to 75, 60 to $80,000 to buy that digital asset.
Okay.
That's around the numbers right now. Now, it's important to say that the opportunity is now, because what SEO people are talking about, that a lot of these content websites that were hit about a year ago from Google Helpful Update and also some from AI, is adding them a store, an e-commerce that you have, is reviving some of those assets.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of really comes nicely together of you're buying something that will probably lift that content website back up, so you'll even make more money and you'll have more traffic.
Can we break that down? So we could improve it by making it an e-commerce site itself? Or
Yes. You basically add an
make it a
e-commerce
shopping
store with a shopping cart and
on
build it up.
the content site itself.
Yes. You need to look at a case-by-case basis, I guess. You need to do some redirects and things like that, so it's a case-by-case basis. I can't give anything general with that. But the talk right now is that add some kind of an e-commerce function to a content site, and that will I can't say for sure. Okay, it's still Google might help the asset.
So if I could just dig in a little bit more, and I understand it depends, but would I still keep those affiliate content pages, or would I have to convert those to like a shopping cart internal sale process?
It's a good question. So I don't know what content will be there. I mean, whatever the content is there. Let's say if that will be, let's say all those blog posts of, I don't know, 10 best hats to wear in 2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably want to
10
put
different ones.
So you probably then put yours at the top one. Okay. That makes total sense. And then if it makes sense in terms of traffic to that specific website, then you probably should do some kind of an A/B testing. But not every tweak on a content website is worth the effort.
Mm-hmm.
So if that brings in, I don't know, 50% of the revenue, yes. If that brings 1% of revenue, there are probably better places where you can optimize that content website. That's the thing.
Got it.
I, by the way, would also not buy a content website where they have a page where more than 15% of the traffic or 25% of the 3 largest pages are from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you also want that diversification, yes,
Yeah.
for keywords and certain traffic.
Good tip. Thanks for that tip. So I'm wondering, I think case studies or examples is helpful. So I'm selling hats. Well, of course, there's different kinds of e-commerce sellers. So there's Amazon or marketplace sellers that have their own website, but a lot of times their own website doesn't even matter.
Because all the traffic goes
their
through
traffic is Amazon. Even me, honestly, I feel like hypocritical, because back in the day, I was all about my own website, my own traffic, which I still believe in. But lately, I've been even sending it to Amazon, my own website.
Because the buyers are there. That's their main selling point.
So that's kind of where it is
point.
now. And I wonder, is there a different thought process, or is it a similar same thought process if you're like a Shopify or your own website, D2C, or Amazon, or is your mindset probably the same, right? If you're selling hats on your Amazon store or you're selling hats on your Shopify store.
I would use the asset to move the sales from Amazon
to
your
if you
store,
have
because you have better margin.
True.
That's the first thing you should do with that digital asset. That can be a flywheel for your website.
And I'm not sure if you have an opinion or a thought, but some sellers, even myself, are afraid to be an affiliate and a seller. So maybe you have to have a different affiliate. You wouldn't want to use the same Amazon account as an Amazon seller and an Amazon affiliate. So
you're saying that when you are buying that asset and that asset has an Amazon Associates,
you probably wouldn't want to use your Amazon account of your seller account to.
I haven't thought of that. I don't know.
I think normally we talk about this and we would make a separate account.
Why is that?
We're all paranoid about Amazon, but we don't want to I think there's some risks of TOS, potentially, of
Okay.
making money off your own product. You're not supposed to be an affiliate of your own product.
What happens if you're an affiliate of other products?
I think that's okay, but
Okay.
if you're going to start to change it to send it for your product on Amazon,
So just don't send. I mean, if you have, let's take that again, that 10 best hats 2025, okay? And yours is first, and you're sending from there, not your Amazon store, but
to your website,
to your website, and then number 2 to 10 are affiliates of different products, which you also make money from. I think that's okay. Why not? Yes, you are strengthening your competition, but you also want to still be a reliable digital asset, okay? Like kind of. On the other hand, what I'm also seeing is that Google would also look at websites, at content websites, and give them more credit once they see it's a real business. So one thing is making an e-commerce, and the second thing is maybe even do some kind of maybe a rebranding to that asset, and also probably have a PR announcement. We acquired this and this, so Google will see this one bought this thing, and now it makes sense, and that's a real business. So on that example of 10 best hats, I don't know. It's a case by case to think what the best strategy with each page and what would maximize your revenue and profit.
Understand. I don't want to say I'm shady, but I feel like SEO and internet marketing is some can be gray, but I don't know if I'd really want to, even if I bought the asset, I don't know if I really want to say 100% on this e-commerce seller and this affiliate site publicly.
What do you want to do? What would you
I would
do?
like it to look like it's
Just look separate.
I don't know if that's
Could be.
bad or
That's
not.
okay. That's okay. One more thing that you can do with the digital asset is that it's easier to build a mailing list.
Yeah.
Because you have the traffic. With Amazon, you can't. Mm-hmm. With Shopify, I'm not sure.
Shopify,
you can.
Yeah.
So that's all, again, strengthening your brand and selling to them and getting to know your clients and creating those conversation community that you like very much.
Yeah, I enjoy. And it's also another cash. It's the diversification, which I think any business should have. You're talking about diversifying traffic, but for e-commerce and content, you're diversifying. Like you said, you can maybe diversify to Shopify if you're on Amazon only. You can also get affiliate income from other products that is promoting.
Right.
So my thought of using this personally is probably do both, like buy an affiliate site that has the top 10 hats, but maybe start to make authority pages that are more relevant to my specific product. And I don't want to sound too disingenuous, but I've seen this happen where you talk about your competitors from the affiliate site and not really be so negative, but just to kind of control a little bit their traffic.
You mean the traffic from that content website into the
brand?
Helps in the brand.
So sometimes people are searching. My favorite content site strategy is versus or alternatives.
Uh-huh.
So if you have I actually did this with the previous brand I'm not owner of. Actually, the coffee pot, I don't know if the biggest competitor was Betty, which maybe you even know.
Okay.
And nobody knew my brand, which is called Sisatano. So what we did is people would Google search Bialetti alternatives. Bialetti. So we wrote blogs about that to then send them to buy from us. But we didn't also do it only from our brand domain. We did it from coffee content sites. So it looked not like us.
But in that case, you build it from scratch.
There were many sites, but they would rank okay. But yeah, we didn't buy traffic coffee site, but
it's harder these days.
Yeah.
You want to buy something that's already running for a while and has some Google authority and out of the sandbox and out there and proven.
Mm-hmm. So I hope this is helping people think, but like you said, it's hard to kind of give an exact template, but maybe we start talking about how you do it. I know you help people. What are some of the first steps they should do when you're saying, okay, this sounds like interesting. Like I'm an established Amazon seller. Maybe what size should I be and what budget should I have?
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole talk in the e-commerce world is how much CAC is cost per acquisition for a client is.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I ran some models showing how much you can cut your within X amount of time when you're buying a business at that and that with that conversion. And you can pretty easily show that you're getting to the break-even point at around 3 to 5 months or 4 to 6, something like that. I don't remember exactly the graph, but around that. And eventually, because you're basically paying just one time for the website,
Yeah.
it means that the CAC would keep lowering and lowering. You can get to half of that within a year of what you're paying right now.
Okay.
So the idea is to look for a website at the right niche, of course, with a client, and find the one with the right traffic. I can't know what the conversion will be, but if you are being conservative enough, then you have enough margin of mistake there. So this is how you start that calculation. So it's a matter of speaking to the client and understand what niche they are and what's their right target audience, and then getting a list of assets that can be from either open marketplaces, Facebook groups, or private deals.
Wow.
Once people know that you buy, I get offers
Yeah,
for
because
private deals. Yes.
yeah, people are coming to you.
Yeah. So these are the main sources. And then going through the due diligence process, I mean, you need to first speak with the client and see, okay, that makes sense, this doesn't make sense. Then we have a process of negotiation of whatever you wanna buy. Oh, sorry, before that we do some due diligence. I would also prefer to go with an external service for due diligence because I prefer another eye going on the asset.
Yeah, that's true.
And also I don't want to be biased. I think it's fair for the client. Yes, it costs more money, but for wherever you're going to invest in that asset, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you do that, and after that, it's going through due diligence, negotiation. At this point in time, you can probably also offer and get a nice seller financing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't want to put you on the spot, but of course, these things.
So, yeah, seller financing you can get now because again, sellers
People selling their business.
Yeah, they want to sell. They want to sell. It's definitely a buyer's market right now.
I want to hear, I don't know, I think that gets my ears perked up. Maybe even after it's recorded. I don't know, maybe even during recording you can tell me, but what would that, because of course that sounds really tempting because there's not too much upfront risk. What would kind of a normal financing deal look like? Or is it, how common is it? Or I'm even interested in that, to be honest.
Yeah. I hear about these kind of deals. I don't remember which deal, but I think I heard only one, which was 100%. It's very rare for 100%.
Wow.
Okay, but I think the norm is around 20-30% seller financing.
So 70% or
Yes.
so will be paid up front.
60, yeah,
60
something like that.
upfront.
And then
the rest.
but it's all negotiable. Okay, let's be honest here. Okay, whatever your position in, whatever the seller's position, you probably then also need to pay some kind of interest on that money that basically the seller
You're
is financing.
financing,
So that makes sense. So you can get to kind of a package or how you structure the deal for that to work.
Got it.
And if we're talking about the same numbers as before, we're talking, I'd say 60,000 is still a little too low. I'd go for like the 70, 80, 90, 100, something like that.
Okay.
And then it's a matter of finding the right asset and negotiation, structuring the deal, and then migration, handover, support time, whatever you've done the contract with the seller.
Okay.
And that's it. Go with your strategy, whatever you planned.
Great.
Basically that.
I think we've covered major parts, and I think probably the magic is like the deal flow, which you've been working on this. So probably one advantage to work with you is you have some deal flow, you have, of course, experience. I don't know how much you want to share on the show, but how does your service how does it work generally?
So I've seen, because it's something that takes probably a few months to find and build, for two reasons. One, I don't know what will come in the market. Market changes all the time. And second thing, I don't know if the buyer would want, if the e-commerce owner would want that specific asset. It could be that I think it's okay, but so it can take some time. So several months. So I usually work on a retainer basis. However, there's also an option to work with me in a package of hours if you need something very specific.
Okay.
So you get kind of maybe looking at a few deals that you already have and then want to understand if that makes sense or not, or thinking of the strategy for your e-commerce business, or things like that.
Got it. Okay.
That's the thing.
Great. I think, well, of course, how can people find your sites or your information?
So two main sources. One is I have a YouTube channel where I cover deals publicly, so you can see how this is done. The channel is called Free Financial Self.
Yeah, I remember.
You can find that one. And also my service for e-commerce brand is called Asset Vault, assetvault.com. You can basically get in touch with me there. Asset Vault. B-O-L-T.
Bolts, like, okay, got it.
Yes.
Bolt, got it.
Assetvault.com. And that's it.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, man. All right. Thanks, everybody. And definitely
Thank you.
Be creative. Like, basically, I think the other summary is, right, we can't be comfortable in our old ways. It seems like there's some deals with these content sites need us if you're an e-commerce seller. So put your ears out, keep your eyes open, and be creative. So thanks for watching. Do you enjoy the podcast Global from Asia? Do you enjoy all the community events that we do? The best way to support is coming out to our annual Cross-Border Summit.com in Chiang Mai this November 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 2025. I have amazing speakers, amazing people getting together. We're pushing the limits. We're making things happen. This is where the movers and shakers and the deal makers come. It's a limited supply of attendees and tickets, and we have been selling out every year. So I recommend checking out earlier, crossbordersummit.com. Thank you so much, Shlomo, and I hope you got some ideas. Maybe you can reach out to him if you got some motivation and you want to invest your e-commerce business to start to acquire some content sites. I feel like that is the future. That's what I feel like I have been doing, is content sites and e-commerce sites, and putting them together makes a lot of sense. So I believe this is a great strategy. If you have a successful e-commerce business and you're looking to grow, it takes a lot of time to build out content sites, and they are looking to marry or merge with e-com sites. So I hope we can get some deals. I'd love to hear from you if you found some interest in this. I'm getting a lot of questions from the AI one we did and the Trump one we did. We're trying to be on the trends, and I think content sites and e-commerce sites coming together is a great one. We're also going to have a lot of these sessions at Cross-Border Summit. Shlomo's going to be there. A lot of the people we talked to will be there or are helping us with the Cross-Border Summit. November, same dates as last year. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We're locking in a lot of cool stuff for you, and I would love to see you at our summit in person with the real me, not the AI me. But I might have an AI with me, next to me. We'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
To get more info about running an international business, please visit our website at www.globalfromasia.com. That's www.globalfromasia.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our iTunes feed. Thanks for tuning in.